Is there any chorus that you'd like to join in with this week?
I mean, like, nothing that comes to mind, like off the top of my head. But
That's interesting.
yeah. Well, I mean, look, I like lots of choruses, but choruses, verses are important too. Bridges. There's lots of really important parts of a song.
Yeah, that's a good point. Nicely done. I had no idea that this is what this part of the song sounded like. A lot of North players would have had the same problem as well, I
I'll
reckon.
be honest, I kind of forgot the tune. Haven't heard it in a while.
Welcome back, everyone, to an historic moment in the fine leg to full forward journey. Episode number 50.
Yep.
We're here.
We are here.
When we made it. Episode 50. You didn't tell me you were doing that. I like it. No, well done. He's raised the bat. Salute the crowd.
That's it.
Against all the odds, we've made it.
We've done it, mate.
That's so many episodes.
It's a lot.
It is.
And to think that, when was the break? What episode was that when we stopped and then we came,
We were stranded on episode 6 for about 7 months.
That's a long time.
It's a long time. And now we've been back. We've officially been back a year since our return episode 7. We're coming home.
And it's just happened to line up with 50.
Something's meant to be.
It's just meant to be, mate.
Everything happens for a reason, and we've slowly but surely found out that that's the reason why. So we can mark this historic moment right here, right now.
Right here, right now. What's like a small trip down memory lane? What's been your favourite episode so far?
There's been a few. As we said, 50 episodes is quite a bit. The Brovid-19 one, when we got COVID.
Yep.
When we spoke, well, I guess after we got COVID, we spoke about how to make all kind of sports COVID safe.
Yeah.
That was a pretty good one. We did the wedding planning one.
Yep.
Which is pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't know. How about you? Any stand out for you?
I feel like the more stupid it is, the more I enjoy it. So like the boldest of all time.
Oh, that was one of our best. Yeah, for sure.
The time travel. So I feel like there was a point, I can't remember which episode it was, but there was an episode that we started. I don't know if the listeners have sort of taken any notice, but I feel like when we started, it used to be like, okay, we take something from during the week, like a particular thing that happened in one of the games, and then we're like, oh, let's run it back through other examples of this, like from the last, few years and beyond that. But there was a point in time that we were like, instead of running it back through, like, this happened, let's look at other times. We were sort of like, something, it might have been footy related, it might have just been with our lives, happened, and it got us thinking. And then we just started to go crazy with hypotheticals and I can't remember what episode it was.
There was one we did ages ago, and I'm pretty sure it's episode 16, I think.
Okay.
It was when we did the award goes to, it was the Brownlow episode where we came up with all these different awards.
Yep.
And then thinking back, that was the first one that we did where we got a bit creative and a bit weird with it. And that's kind of what we've been running with.
Yeah.
For the last few weeks anyway. I think that's where we've kind of found our own sort of space in the podcast sphere.
Yep.
And it's been really good.
Found our niche, mate.
It's taken us a little bit of time. But mate, happy 50th.
Happy 50th, mate.
We did it.
We've bloody done it.
Plenty more to come, I reckon.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, we've got that out of the way. We'll definitely come back to that.
Yeah.
What else has been going on? We've started getting back into the swing of things with basketball. Clayton Cavs playing on a Wednesday night in Waverley now.
Yeah. We've moved leagues. We've moved leagues.
Bloody circus,
3-4 times, mate.
Yeah.
Just testing out the waters. Just
winning flags and moving on.
Yeah. No longer the Clayton. I mean, are we still Clayton Cavs on the team sheet?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Even though we haven't been at Clayton for 3 years or so.
Well, it's been a while. It's been a little bit of time, but why change things when you can just keep it as it is and not have to fork out money for new uniforms?
For new uniforms, correct.
That's the real reason.
Yeah.
But there's been a couple of outrageous assists this season already.
Yes.
And not to brag everybody, but I've been involved in both of them.
Did we talk about your assists from a couple of weeks ago?
I don't think we did. I mean, if we did, I'm happy to talk about it again anyway.
Yeah, sure. Well, I was sort of driving, I guess, to sort of try. It was like a half attempt at a layup, and then I saw two people in front of me. I'm like, I'm not going to make this. Saw Luke sort of waiting for that corner three.
Don't know what you mean, though. Don't know what you mean.
I attempted a little bit of a mid layup flashy pass to him, and it was.
You know when you hold down square, but then you change it to X at the last second.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm passing it.
That's exactly what it was. Yeah, and it was dreadful. It got to him like it bounced. I think it bounced once or twice, and it was on its way to being. It was pretty much out, and so you
could make a case that it was out of bounds.
It was out of bounds.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I was too busy trying to fucking save the ball.
So he saves. He gets. It's pretty much out of bounds. Gets to it, flicks it back.
Scoop it round, like without looking. I'm just trying to get this in. Trying to get as far as I possibly can. No idea who's behind me.
Nah, you're just trying to get the ball in.
And then
actually, no, you knew exactly what you were doing.
I knew exactly what I was doing.
Yeah.
Let's just make that clear.
Yeah.
And then picked out Milan, who is by far our best player.
Yeah.
And he just popped the three.
Popped the three, mate.
And the funniest part is, I mean, the every great thing about basketball assists, every great moment, is when there's a ridiculous pass and then the bloke that you pass it to shoots the ball. The person who does the assist, always yells, "Please!" when the shot's going up, which is definitely what I did.
Yes, exactly what you did.
And went in.
And there was another outrageous pass last week as well. Cho found you.
Yeah, so he was posting up sort of low, and he saw me cutting towards, like in the key, saw me cutting.
Yeah.
So he's posting up, done a behind the back pass.
Yeah.
It's gone through someone's legs, and I pretty much didn't have to break a stride into one hand, and I've just kind of caught it in the middle of the key right by the basket.
Yeah.
Tried to process that Cho's just thrown it behind his legs, being amazed by that, then being amazed that it's gone through someone else's legs.
Yeah.
And I'm going, oh fuck, I better put this up. So
I saw the moment. It was like frozen in time where like I could tell that's what you were thinking. Like you got the ball and everyone else didn't really guard you straight away as well. Cause like, everyone was like, oh, that just happened. And you're like, oh, that just happened. I got to shoot. I got to.
Oh, and it went in. It went in, believe it or not.
Mate.
I mean, open layups aren't my specialty, so I was surprised.
No, they can be quite difficult at times.
But for a lot of the Cavs, not just myself.
No, all of us.
Yeah. Anyway, we know that we talk all kinds of sports on this show. So we might as well get into some footy. It seems we are a footy podcast.
Let's run it back.
Okay, so running it back in episode number 50, we are a footy podcast, but don't worry, we're not going to talk about footy too much.
No.
There's a few winning streaks going on at the moment.
Yeah, mate.
Geelong and Collingwood have now won 8 in a row.
Nuts.
The Cats beat the Blues at the G. I was there with my old man.
You were?
Was a bit worried about how it was going to go. Cats did well.
Yep.
And, the Pies beat the Crows in a close one at Adelaide Oval. So, both 8 in a row.
8 in a row, mate. Strong streak. Bombers have got their own little mini streak going. Essendon dub.
Oh, back to back.
Yeah, 3 in a row. Big win against the Suns. And Sammy Draper, goal of the year, potentially.
Did you see it?
Yeah.
It's fucking unbelievable. everything's better with Titanic music, and this is no exception.
Correct.
The Bombers are doing what they always do. Every season. So they have a shocking start. Everyone like cracks the shits and tells them that they need to blow the whole thing up.
Yeah.
And then they go on a streak and they finish pretty solidly and build a bit of hype into preseason and next season, and they just fucking rinse and repeat. Same thing. But we'll see what happens. Another winning streak, and one that needs to be spoken about.
Yes. North
have a winning streak. It's currently one game, but they have a winning streak.
We do.
They beat the Tigs.
We've
massive win.
Biggest equal biggest winning streak of the year. So
that would be, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. Is it the amount of times that it happens where a team fires a coach and then they end up winning the next week?
It's very common, isn't it?
It's weird.
Either the coach is going to be sacked and this is like their last game, and then the team wins for the coach, or the coach gets sacked and they win straight after.
Just win more.
Just win more.
Yeah.
Just fire more coaches.
It's a simple game.
It's a simple game. A few standout performances for the week though. Nicky Dacos.
Oh, this man's a jet.
40 touches and kicked 3 goals as well. He's 19.
Oh, a bit of Jason Tatum vibes. He's only 19.
Correct. Rising star race is. You could argue it's not even close.
No, I reckon they'll change that to the Dacos Award.
The Dacos Award.
Yeah, I reckon so. Unbelievable. More standout performances. Rory Laird had 20 tackles, which I believe it's a new record.
I think, it probably would be, wouldn't it? You're right.
Yeah, so I was really emotional about tackles.
Yeah,
Rory Laird, I'm so proud.
It's a big part of the game. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe Lenny Hayes had that beforehand, but. Yeah, 20 is
I'm pretty sure it's a new record.
Yeah.
As much as we love the Saints and Lenny Hayes.
Yeah.
I don't reckon anyone's done it. It seems it's a record.
True. All right. Hugh McCluggage kicked 4 goals and had 29 touches. Solid.
Reminding everyone how good he is. Chad Warner for the Swans had 35 and a cheeky 800 metres gained.
Nice.
Big win for them over the Dockers.
Yeah.
And then a couple of bags. Luke Bruce and Cam Zerha both kicked 6 in their games.
Yes.
We do love big bags on this show, don't we?
We do.
We do?
We do love big bags.
We'll leave that there. We'll leave that open to everyone else's interpretation. But look, I'll say it.
Yeah.
It's probably more than enough footy this week.
I think that's our allocated dose, I think.
I don't know about you, but I'm bored.
You're bored?
I don't want to talk footy
Do you want to talk about footy?
Nah. We're not going to talk about
footy.
We've mentioned, you may have heard, you may have seen on the Instagram page, depending on if I've pulled my finger out or not with some posts.
Yeah.
It's our 50th episode. Now, 50 episodes. That's a lot of podcasts. That's a lot of content. It means we've been doing it for a little while.
Yes, that's right. We have been. And so we thought it might be a good idea, take a small opportunity to... But I mean, over the 50 episodes, I'm sure we've shared many stories with the listeners, but we thought it would be an opportunity for you guys to sort of, get to know us a little more. So we're just going to tell you some untold stories that we've never really, we're best mates. So we've, lots of stories up our sleeves. So
absolutely.
Might as well just share some untold stories now that we've, raised the bat.
We've raised the bat. What better moment than episode 50 to sit here and reminisce about stories that we may have forgotten.
Yeah.
That the listeners have just never heard before. So that's what we're running with this week, whether you like it or not.
Yep. Take it away, mate.
Ashwin.
Yes.
Do you remember the time we were at Marvel Stadium after a Big Bash game and we're waiting in that fucking long-ass line to take a piss?
Yes.
We were there for fucking ages. It was so hot. We were fucking miserable by the end because obviously we're Renegades fans.
Yeah.
But it was a packed crowd and we finally got to the front of the line and someone pushed in and physically moved our mate out of the way. He moved him out of the way so he could take a piss.
And it's what do you even say? He was our mate was so in shock. It was, and this is our mate that we're not going to name names.
Nah.
But normally when we play basketball, he is very vocal. Getting any contact. Hey.
The thing is that there's no social protocol for when you've been touched in the public toilet.
No, you're not going to be you get moved out of the way. You're hey. You just start flopping and shit. He was just like frozen. He was just like,
Fucking hell. That was good. Just before we go any further, we are making this somewhat relevant because it is either about us or about footy or cricket in some way. So
yes,
it goes without saying.
Oh yeah. We are still a footy podcast
and cricket
podcast.
That was a big bash game. See?
Do you remember the time in year 11? So school footy, year 11, when we convinced Hallam Sports Academy to play touch footy for the game, so we could go home uninjured to our parents.
I do remember that. It took a little bit of time.
Yeah,
we were still up in the air when the umpires were about to walk out to bounce the ball.
Yeah.
Still ended up in crutches after that game. Then
it was interesting though, like a very a big change in sort of I remember year 9, the first time when we talked about the Burnett story and the whole sort of...
We haven't named him before.
Sorry. We talked about... we talked about... Redacted. The whole sort of... You give me the ball and then you throw it...
Oh, the slow handball back to the opposition.
But so no, props to Hallam Sports Academy, year 11, because they were nice to us, Nossel nerds.
We don't care that it was out of pity.
No, we're just fine to be uninjured. Anyway.
Yeah, we were the real winners that day.
Yes.
Because we were uninjured. Okay, I've got another one for you. You remember in 17-2s when we realised that one of our teammates was missing, not because he fell asleep at the drinks break, like a certain someone.
No.
He went to the wrong ground twice. Twice on the same day, so he cracked the shits and went home and just never rocked up.
To be fair, I'm surprised that wasn't me. I could definitely have seen myself doing that. I feel like if I was driving myself, I think, because we weren't driving back then.
Funnily enough, under 17s.
Under 17s, yeah. But if I was driving back then, I would have done the same thing. Because there's so many grounds that sound similar. And it's just like, we're playing in Doveston, or we're playing at Hallam or whatnot. And then you get there and it's like, which ground is it? And then it's,
there's 400 different places, and each of those places has 3 or 4 ovals.
Ovals as well. And you go and you look for the same colour tops or this and that. And it's like, nope.
No. Fucking hell.
All right. Do you remember when we tried to make a really passionate anti-doping authorised song back in 2013 during the doping saga?
I do remember this. We won't share with you the lyrics.
No, I'm surprised it didn't see the light of day. It was very passionate.
Surprised is one word. Thankful is another, you might say.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember we sent the link to a couple, we slid into a few Bombers players' DMs just to see if we can get them to comment on it. Funnily enough, we didn't get anything back. No. Donuts. And it's a shame because we love the Bombers. We do. I'd consider the Bombers a second team for me. So, it was a bit surprising, but pretty flat. I actually forgot about that.
Yeah. Look, maybe they were just going through some things at that time, potentially.
What though? What could they have been
I don't know.
What kind of adversity would they have had to have been dealing with?
It's just the media. I think they would have been fine.
Bloody media. Bloody
people talking about things.
Yeah, I couldn't think of it. I was going to name a journalist, but I couldn't think of anyone. Critchlow's canon, you're never safe. Okay, I got another one for you. Remember when you broke the basketball hoop at that primary school?
Yes,
back in Berwick.
Berwick Chase. Oh, yeah. The one that we used to always go to.
Yeah. For those who might not know Ashwin, you hear that, you go, "Fuck, that's pretty impressive breaking a hoop when dunking."
Yeah.
For those who do know Ashwin, you go, "Fuck, that's pretty impressive breaking a hoop just by shooting bricks." But no, it wasn't either of those things. So it was by sitting on my shoulders.
Yes.
So we could move the ring to face the front, and he just fucking yanked it off.
It's the classic, when the netball hoop at the back and the basketball hoop, and then they're trying to shift it around because it's not centered. You got to move it. I was just trying to do the right thing.
Yeah.
I wasn't even swinging on it or anything. So To be fair, it was.
Here we go.
Maybe it was a bit rusty and it was already.
So it's the hoop's fault.
Well, I just pulled it. I'm not actually like dunking it. It's not the force that I imparted on it was very minimal. So, look, it was just a reminder that they needed to update their hoops, get a new hoop.
And you wrote that on the backboard, didn't you? In rust. Like, get a new fucking hoop. It's like, Jesus Christ, Ashton. A bit much, don't you think?
Oh, look, it's all right. We haven't been, jeez, those were good times though, Berwick Chase.
Anyway.
Right. Good times. All right. Do you remember the time, the first time that we went out for a pub meal together?
I know where you're going with this.
You convinced me on the way that a pot and palmer, I'd always heard the term pot and palmer, and this is weird. I don't know if it's just me being a sheltered curry kid or whatever it is, just always at home, mama's boy. I'd heard the term pot and palmer before. You convinced me that a pot and palmer is actually just a palmer on a plate with beer poured on top, like it's like soup or something, like pot and palmer, like that. You actually convinced me that that was the case. And I was like, that's a bit weird, but I guess maybe it's just an Aussie thing. Like, I don't know.
It's so funny because back in those days, you were even more gullible than you are now.
Mm.
So it was too hard to just not have fun with you. And I think everyone was like, "Oh no, don't do that to Asher. And he's so nice." It's like, someone's got to. I'm happy to play that role.
Play that role.
Better than his best mate. That was funny though. That was really funny. All right, another Untold story. This one is really good. So you remember that time we caught the train to Richmond to watch a comedy show at the MCG?
Yeah, it was like
during the Melbourne Comedy Festival.
It's like a sporting based. What was it? I forget. It was something like not 12th Man or something. It was something like that. Yeah.
So for anyone listening,
yeah,
you may be thinking at the moment, "Oh, I didn't know they had any comedy events at the MCG."
At the MCG, yeah.
The Melbourne Comedy Festival.
Yeah, yeah.
You'd be correct. So I didn't see the ticket to this thing until we were pretty much there, and he gave me the ticket. I'm like, "Oh, this is confusing." The giveaway was that the entry was via Gate 11. There is no Gate 11 at the MCG. My boy here had been scammed. So we went to the precinct, had a pot and palmer in separate dishes.
In separate, yes.
And then just went home.
The old what's it, the Happy Gilmore thing? The on the ninth hole at 9 o'clock. You seen Happy Gilmore?
Yeah, but not for ages.
Like when everyone's meeting at 9 o'clock on the 9th hole, and that's when all the sprinklers go off. So he goes there in his jacket and he's just waiting with the suit, and all the sprinklers go off.
Yeah, fuck, that's a deep cut.
Sorry. It's all right.
No, right. I'm sorry that I didn't get it.
More stories.
Yes.
We're full of stories here. Do you remember the prees for your 21st? Nah, I didn't think so. No, you wouldn't.
Is it bad time to take a sip of water?
Yeah. Well, we actually watched Madagascar 2 twice in a row.
What?
Yeah.
Why did we do that?
Why not? Madagascar 2 is an elite movie. Madagascar 2 is like the number of funny parts and quotes and iconic moments. It would rival any DreamWorks movie, I reckon.
Isn't it DreamWorks?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Right.
Any other?
Okay, I got what you meant.
I reckon it's better than Shrek.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Madagascar 2.
I reckon.
Jesus.
I reckon. I know I haven't come back with a big call in a while, but Madagascar 2 is so good.
Look, I haven't watched it for a while. I do. You do quote it quite a bit, but Shrek's iconic.
I know, but we watched it twice in a row, mate. That's how good it was.
It sounds like wild prees.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
Yeah, you might think I was either blackout beforehand or just repressed that memory. I'll leave it up to the listeners to decide. All right, what else we got? We got a few stories. Told you, we got plenty up our sleeve.
We do.
Do you remember the road trip to Bright?
Yep. Yeah.
Along the way, now the weather was shit ass, but we made the best of it. Of it. We were only... Excuse me.
Oh, sorry. Hello there.
We were only allowed to add songs to the playlist that had like sporting terms in the title.
Yeah.
So like you could make it as much of a stretch as possible. So we got to the point where like I'm a Survivor was on there because like everyone was all out, but if there's one person that's not out at the end, he's the survivor.
Yeah, you can stretch.
We got weirder and weirder with it the longer we went on.
Yeah.
More stretches.
Technically, you can justify like
anything.
I
feel like that's one of the foundations that we built this show on.
Pretty much. I mean, like you said, you had Die For It by Belly and Nas in your head just before, and like Die For It. Oh yeah, you know, I'll die for it, mate. Fucking the blue and white. Blue and white.
As soon as I get out of that oval.
Yeah. Exactly. Good times. Good times. Do you remember? And this is the deepest cut because this is the first cut. Do you remember the first time we had a proper conversation?
Yep.
It was like we didn't really talk much the first few days when we sort of met at Nossel. I think the first proper time it might have been a recess or lunchtime. And that first term of Nossel, we were at Monash because we didn't have the actual buildings at Nossel ready yet. So we were at Monash in Berwick.
Good times.
And I think it was at lunch. We were at the cricket nets near Monash Sport. And we were talking about bowling actions.
Mm-hmm.
I think you were talking, I was like, I sort of base my action on Glenn McGrath or this or that. And you're like, yeah, I can see that sort of thing. And you still had a slight accent at that point. I don't even know if you have an accent now. I don't even know. Like, it's one of those things. The more you get to know someone, the less you think about their accent. It's just a Luke accent. It's not a...
Yeah.
But I remember thinking about it at that time. And I don't know if the listeners know, I love accents. I really love accents. So, like, quite often if I hear an accent, I will... Without even, like, just subconsciously, I'll unintentionally start copying it. It'll just sort of come out and I'll just randomly start using those words.
That's right. I was bullied like 3 or 4 days into a brand new school.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, by you.
Yeah. So I heard a slight accent and I was sort of reciprocating it, you know? Just trying little things, you know, laugh. That sort of thing.
Yeah. I did just say that instead of laugh, didn't I?
And then you called me a fucking racist cunt. And everyone laughed because you're one of the only white kids at Nossel and you were calling me racist. How the tables turned.
It's true. I remember in year 9 we did a count. Obviously there's 200 students per year level.
Yeah.
And we counted how many white people there were.
Yes.
And there was 28 white people.
Yeah. The minority.
Yeah. It's good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I called you a fucking racist cunt because you're a fucking racist cunt.
You were just saying how it was.
Fuck, so many memories. The first time I called you a cunt, that's wild.
Yeah. So, getting forward now, we've just, it's our 50th episode. It's monumental. We've raised the bat. And so we've just run it back through some very special and memorable moments.
Untold.
Mm-hmm. Untold stories. So, getting forward now, do you think it's possible to keep doing absolute garbage like this and making it to 100? Because this is our special 50th episode and we've just, pretty much just told some... I don't know if I can justify it.
Yeah, look, we might have, in the lead up, we might have oversold. We might have overhyped what this episode was going to be. And we might have come up with the idea the day we recorded it, but that's all right.
That's okay.
That sums us up.
It does.
And I like what you've done. We're getting forward to episode number 100. So that's pretty, I think that was underrated, so I just had to point that out to the listeners.
Thanks, mate. Thanks.
It's all right. Look, yeah, I'll say, yeah, we found... We said it earlier. We found our niche. We found our place in the world. What we started what we started talking about way back when, what we talk about now.
Yeah.
Who fucking knows what we change again in the next 50 episodes?
True.
I, for one, there's no bants here, no fucking smart ass.
No.
For one, I'm very excited.
Absolutely, mate. I mean, this is what sort of feels right now. You know, talking about our niche and everything, and being creative, hypotheticals, that sort of thing, because it feels right, feels fun. If it still feels right, when we go into the future, then we stick with it. If we want to change, then it's our show. We can do what we want.
That's it. I feel like a few weeks ago we teased new segments, like ages ago. So who knows? Maybe by episode 100 we've changed something. Because we said we were going to change the set. As you can see, we've got a couple of tooks here.
Yeah.
We've got a took there.
Yeah.
You never know.
The slow change. Took's just covering the scarves.
He probably shouldn't be covering North this week, should he? And Geelong one as well. So we'll just put took on took.
Back. Took on took.
Took on took.
Took.
It's pretty good. Well done. Well done. All right. Are you in agreement with getting to episode 100? You reckon?
Yeah.
Figure it out?
I don't see why not. Was that a little whistle? What was that?
That was in the background there. That was the Switch On theme. So now I say we just play the real thing and get into Switch On.
Let's do it.
Switch on.
Switching On, episode 50, as we said, we're taking a moment to reminisce and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
So my first question for you for Switch On this week, what's your favourite Switch On moment? Real simple question.
Yes.
What's your favourite Switch On moment?
I have thought about this.
Have you?
I have.
Okay.
Be surprised to know that I have thought about
right.
this.
It's good to know. I'm very shocked. But pleased.
The political episode, Ashweneasy.
Very well said. Episode 43 or something like that.
I think so. Yeah. I don't think we even said that during the episode. You just called it Ashweneasy. Just like
that's a good one. Did we say that as one of our favourite ones so far? I don't know if we did.
Maybe.
That's a good one as well.
The switch on for that. I think I asked you to do a post game press conference.
Oh, yeah.
But you had to do it in a as if you were a politician.
Mm-hmm.
So you did your immaculate Julia Gillard impression. I think you did.
Let's move Australia forward.
Yes. That was probably my favourite moment.
Oh,
Yours?
Thanks, mate. I don't know about favourite.
Yeah.
I'm changing my own question here. Favourite, your best moment in Switch On was with the time travel one.
Right.
And you asked me, and I wasn't prepared for this question. I didn't actually look at what the question was.
Yeah.
And it was asking me how I would have played the last ball of the grand final differently. And I was just so
taken aback.
So blindsided.
Yes.
But really funny. It was really funny.
There you go.
Okay. That was it.
That was
all question one
okay.
was. So I've got another one for you, though. Nice and simple this week.
Okay.
Question 2. Now, this is for the OGs. The original Final Leg to Full Forward fans.
Yes.
They know from episodes 1 through 6.
Dynasties.
Maybe 5.
Yeah.
1 through 6, we'll say.
Yeah. Back when we were in the Zoom days.
In the Zoom days, the show looked a lot different.
Yes.
Hopefully it looks a lot better now.
Yes.
I'm not going to give you a chance to argue that. What was your favourite segment from those days? So before Run It Back, before Switch On, before My Mate's Multi.
Yeah.
There was a couple of different segments we did towards the end, really. We just kind of snuck a heap of segments in towards the end.
Yeah. We didn't even really call them, do we call them segments? Sort of.
Nah, there was no real break between. We just kind of faded off what we were talking about and then just kind of went, what do you got for me?
Yeah. What do you got for Yeah. I bloody loved Rewound and Retold.
Yeah.
It was just, I don't know, did we call it that back then? I don't know if we did.
Yeah, I know, because we were putting it to the listeners to come up with a name, I think.
Right.
And we landed on that.
On Rewound and Retold. Like the like you giving me shit about like me just staring and watching
Oh, yeah. So for those who are unaware of how Rewound and Retold worked, so one of us, obviously it's a bit different on Zoom because you could just have the clip on the screen next to you.
Yeah.
So one of us would be watching a clip of a famous footy or famous cricket moment.
Yeah.
And they'd have it on mute, and they would replace the real commentary with commentary of their own.
Yeah.
And based on what the other person was saying, they had to guess what the moment was.
Yeah.
And there was a couple of moments where I was just looking on the screen at Ashwin, looking at the screen, just watching the moment. You just hear him go, oh my goodness.
I'm pretty sure you took that clip and you used it for some other, completely out of context, something else. I forget what it was.
Yes, I did. It was something like
goodness.
Ashwin trying to keep up with all the trade period. And he's like, oh my goodness. And you kind of said it like that too.
Yeah. Jeez. What's your favourite old segment, I guess?
I mean, the only other one I can... Oh, no, we did all around the socials, which wasn't really us because you were never on socials. And you're still never on socials.
Never am, yeah.
So I'll go with Are You Brave Enough to Pick C?
Yeah.
Because it stopped being about the trivia.
Yeah.
Because it was just trivia questions, multiple choice.
Yeah.
It stopped being about the trivia and it started just being all about the fucking mind game.
That's it. That's what we do here.
And yeah, we're just always up for it.
Beautiful.
That's it. That's all I got for episode 50 for Switch On.
Okay. All right, I've got a few.
All right.
A few special questions. Question 1. Give me, it's in the 50th episode, give me your top 50 Bangladeshi / Afghanistan test players of all time. Yeah, I'm joking.
You're a little shit. I'm just going to say, I'll answer that question.
Oh, okay, right, yeah.
No.
Nice. Okay. Actual question 1, or question 2, effectively. We just made it to episode 50.
We haven't mentioned that. It is episode 50.
Yeah, it is. It's a milestone, man. Raising bat. There is a select number of Australian cricketers, legends of Australian cricket, that have finished their careers averaging more than 50 with the bat. I want you to tell me how many there are. Just give me a number. And I'll you know what? I'm going to make it multiple choice.
Oh,
just so we can bring back, are you brave enough to pick C?
Okay.
All right?
All right.
So option A, 4.
Right.
Option B, 7. Option C, 9. Option D, 11.
Okay. So active players, so people who've finished their career.
So
not including active
not
players.
including any active players, people, because active players could still.
Yep. Okay.
Yep.
Straight away, I'm going to rule out A.
Okay.
Because you went A. 4. Like you just plucked a number out of thin air, so I don't think it's that one.
7, 9, or 11.
I think it's more than 7, so I'm going to rule out B as well.
I think the question really is, are you brave enough to pick C?
To pick C. And let's find out.
What are you going to Google it? Or? Okay.
That's a good point. I'm going to go D, 11. Okay. I think there's been a lot of really fucking outstanding Australian batsmen.
Correct.
So I'm going to go 11.
All right. It's C. It's 9. You weren't brave enough.
I hate myself.
Mind games. It's always been about the mind games.
It has been. And I always come off second best. No, I love that. I'm having a real good time.
Last question. Let's say you've just notched up your half century playing for Australia and the year is 2036.
Right, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm quite old then.
Yeah. Don't worry. You're a late bloomer.
Mike Hussey.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yep.
The only thing is, raising the bat is now considered offensive. Right?
It's considered offensive.
It's considered offensive.
What, like threatening? Is that why it's like...
Maybe. I don't know.
Okay.
It's somehow, yeah, and you might get cancelled if you do it.
Oh, we don't want that.
You don't want to do that, no. So how else do you celebrate or acknowledge the crowd if you've just brought up your first half century? You just going to do nothing, or you got to do something, right?
What would I do? Well, I guess that's the question. I don't know. I haven't thought about this. Chuck out a dab.
Yeah. Yep. Do the old Uzi. Uzi's done that before.
Yeah. Well, there you go. By 2036, you could argue that it'd be kind of like a
normal thing.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go. Nice. Yeah, it's come around again. The whole dab. So
yeah.
Either that or take off helmet, take off gloves, and just count to 50 on my fingers, just one by one, all the way up to 50.
And the camera's just on you the whole time. Like, he's still going. What's he doing?
I'll let you decide out of those two for me, but nice. That's a conversation off. No, that's good. What would you say?
I'd probably take the helmet off and kiss it, because it's like that's usually what you do for your 100, but I'm not getting to 100, so I might as well just do that then. That's a good point.
So the problem with your scenario isn't making 50. No, sorry. So yeah, the problem is making 50.
Yeah,
not playing for Australia.
Not
in
playing for Australia. No. That's high chance of that. But once I'm in the team, getting to 50. Money. Alrighty, time for my mate's multi. So, my legs from last week. Leg 1, I said, "It's freezing," or something along those lines will be exclaimed by at least 2 people at our basketball game. No one said it.
No, I don't think they did
No one did. And I was tempted to say something. I was tempted to, be like, geez, it's a little, we're still at this court. It's kind of a bit, not chuck a jumper on or chuck something on, but I didn't. I didn't.
Well, it was in your hands to do so.
It was, but I didn't want to be biased, I didn't want to force the outcome.
Your own undoing.
Yes.
Yeah, I think the different last time we played on that court, it was like 10:15. So we had like an early game, so it wasn't too bad.
True. So, no. Leg 2. Both Sydney teams, Sydney-based teams, to lose by within 1 and 30 points. Nope. Neither of those things happened because Sydney won by, I think it was like 20 or 30 odd?
Yeah, something like that.
Against Freo. And GWS lost by 40. So that's like a double fail within the leg itself. It was like yeah.
Yeah, sorry, don't mind me just throwing my phone around.
You're right.
I'm good, yeah. Sorry. Just in disbelief that you got that so wrong. Clearly.
Leg 3. I said there will be no further changes to the North Melbourne Football Club within the next week. Thank you. I'll take that leg.
Yeah, I mean, there was no changes left to make, was there really?
Wow.
Lots gone down.
Yep. So 1 from 3.
1 from 3. We like that. All right, mine from last week. I said that I will be surrounded by Carlton fans when I go to the Geelong game on Saturday night. Yep. Shout out to Peak Rich for keeping his mouth shut and not actually saying anything to any of them.
Okay.
Yeah. I won't really go into detail there if that's all right.
Yeah.
So yeah, that got up. That got up rather. Leg 2, I said the scoreline between Hawthorn and West Coast will be within a goal over of each of their 2015 grand final scores. So Hawthorn were within a goal of their score in 2015.
Yep.
West Coast weren't. So it didn't get up.
Bloody West Coast.
Bloody West Coast. What are you bloody good for? I'm pretty sure they scored more than they did in the granny there, so take the wins. And then leg 3. I sent this to you, didn't I?
Afterwards, you sent a screenshot as soon as it happened, yeah.
A player from both the Dogs and the Saints will have more than 35 disposals when they play each other on Friday night. And we were like, I got a good feeling because like McRae usually racks them up.
Yeah, usually,
and there's a few Jacks at the Saints, which will get it done.
Yeah.
So a Jack did.
Yes.
Jack Sinclair got 36 touches.
He did.
Marcus Bontempelli got 34. 34. So that didn't get up either. I've got to stop putting these
more than
2 conditions in the one leg.
Yeah, that's what screwed me as well. But then again, even if Bont had 35, you have said more. Well, more than. So.
Oh, Jesus Christ. First time you're a stickler for the rules. Anyway, what are your legs from this week, my friend?
Leg 1. A player from Sri Lanka will be nominated for this year's BBL 12 draft at some point this week. Seen a few people sort of thrown into the mix over the last week. I think I saw Dwayne Bravo, Pollard.
Once a Gade, always a Gade to both of them.
Yes. So yeah, I think there'll be someone from Sri Lanka that's just thrown into the mix.
Okay.
Leg 2. Someone in the AFL will get at least 50 touches this week.
Big call.
Huge call.
Hasn't happened that often at all.
No, very ambitious call, but I thought, it's a special episode. And
right, that's why. Yeah, okay.
And they're gonna, you see what I've done there?
That didn't click at all.
No, okay.
My bad. That's my bad, everybody.
You got to explain it. It's 50. It's their 50th episode. It's actually our 50th episode today. So
it is. Yeah, believe it or not, we have done this 50 times.
So I think someone's gonna rise up and get 50 touches for us this week.
Yeah, right. For the culture.
Yes. Leg 3. Someone in our basketball team will apologise this week for doing the team thing and passing the ball too much.
It's going to be you.
I don't know. Could be.
Nah, it will be. Will be you.
Maybe. We'll see.
We'll see?
We'll see.
Oh, okay. On to mine then, I guess. Leg 1. Both Port Adelaide and the Western Bulldogs will score within 10 points of their score in the last grand final they featured in. I've doubled down. I've a very similar leg.
Yeah, okay.
Very, very similar leg. I've doubled down. So Geelong play Port Adelaide.
Yep.
As in the 2007 grand final.
Yeah.
And the Bulldogs played Melbourne grand final last year. So I thought a couple of grand final rematches. That's what I'm going with.
And they're both going to get their own individual score.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Will be within 10 of what they scored on each of those days. Leg 2. At least 2 of the winning streaks that we mentioned earlier will continue.
Okay.
Collingwood, Geelong, North, the Bombers. 2 of those, at least 2 will continue.
Okay.
And then leg 3, the Q Clash is on this weekend.
Yes.
And this will be the highest attended Q Clash ever.
Really?
Calling it. I'm pretty sure it's at the Gabba.
Yep.
So room for a few more.
True.
I reckon there's going to be the highest one ever.
Watch this space.
So that's going to wrap up our 50th episode. I don't know if you, the listeners, are aware. This was episode number 50. Ashwin, I don't know if you're aware.
Yeah, actually, well aware. It's
episode 50.
Very special, monumental episode.
And because it is so special, and because we have shared so many special stories today, as a reward, as a treat, anyone who's made it this far into the episode,
yes,
we do have a bit of a confession to make.
We do.
Did you want to get it off your chest? Because it's kind of weighing heavily on me, so I'm not sure if I'll be able to get through it without sort of breaking down. So if you wanted to share
me to say?
If you could.
Okay. All the stories we told today are complete bullshit.
Happy 50th. But don't worry, because, the NBA just finished their 75th anniversary season.
Yes.
So we've got a bit of time off our sleeve to come up with a better special for 75.
For 75 and then 100.
For 100.
Yeah. So I can't believe we actually did that. We made a whole special episode about stuff that never actually happened. That wouldn't be like us.
It wouldn't be. And you know what? If the listeners expected anything else, you could argue it's on them.
True. Very true.
So despite the clear misleading that we've completed today, is there anything you wanted to say to the listeners?
I'd like to say, I'd like to first remind everyone that it is our 50th episode today. And then I'll say, keep kicking goals.